When I started Junk Season, Junk Season, sounds weird. When I started Junk Season, I had no idea how far I would even take it. You know, how far it could take me in terms of songwriting, growing as a person generally. Music's just one of those things that's never left me. It's one of those things I can't shake. Like, it's a thing that I have to do, you know? Yeah, for so many years I was shit. You know, you're spending so much time trying and failing. You're battling with hating what you've made, or when I was younger especially, you make something and you're thinking, holy shit, I'm sitting on the next best banger here. Like, you're excited to get it out. You're thinking, come on, man, like, everyone should love this. But no, that's not the reality. But I think you've got to have that, you know, you've got to have that slight delusion to keep you moving on and keep you experimenting and getting better. I mean, I'm probably still in that phase, you know what I mean? In reality, I'll look back in like 10 years, but oh shit, he was deluded then, like what the fuck, what's all this you made? But nah, you know what, like for the first time in what feels like forever, I'm well and truly proud of where these songs have ended up. And it's been a long old journey to kind of work things out. I suppose we could go back to 2020, you know. I started playing around with making music under the name 40 back then. Yeah, it was right when lockdown was, you know, announced, and we had ample time to do all sorts. So I got lost in the process. You know, I wanted to task myself with making a song, like start to finish, finishing it with what I had in a room, all by myself. You know, I just wanted to just know if I had it in me. Could I make something that I liked that someone else, you know, might like? I holed myself up in the spare room, smashed it out on a laptop, had my guitar, got a mic, you know, it was all very like slapdash. But yeah, it was like a good era, I think, a good phase, a good thing for me to do and like see where things could go. As I was doing this, I wasn't really sure what was going to happen. Like, I started putting stuff out there, and yeah, it felt like people resonated actually, even if it was just on a small scale. So yeah, as I was just like satisfying that need to create and put out art, some songs got spun on BBC Introducing, and I was like, holy shit, that definitely spurred me on a bit, you know. And I know you shouldn't like look for outside confirmation, you know, approval from these things, but like suffering from this constant voice of in my head saying this is shit, like it's not good enough. It felt good to have like an exterior force say, you know, confirm otherwise. And yeah, so it pushed me to just keep going and really like stick to this thing. So yeah, time moved on. I wrote some more songs, and eventually the lockdowns lifted, which meant the venues were opening back up, and I wanted to get those songs out onto like a live circuit. So I had some of my boys jump in to handle the live instruments. Putting together a live band for this project was like so satisfying. And originally it was just going to be me just fucking up there with backing tracks. But my friend Dan was like, mate, I'll play bass for you. Like, I'd love to do it. I'd love to just play live. And I was like, fucking hell, if you want it, man, that'd be sick. And then caught up with my friend Hayden, who was like, he was a drummer anyway, and he said, you know what, it's been a while, I'd love to do it, so like, if you'll have me. And I was like, yeah man, fucking hell, say no more. So yeah, I was like, fuck it, let's do this. So we got to rehearsing, had to rethink and reformat the songs for like a live setting, which was a bit of a challenge at first, but doing this changed the songs, I think, a little bit in some places. So eventually I hit like this crossroads of sticking to a cohesive sound. It was like, you had what I recorded, and then what people were hearing live, and then going to see, like, listen to that and be like, oh, what? There's a bit of a disparity there. It's a bit jarring. So that led me down like a path to re-record some of the songs, and eventually changed the name from 40, as some of you remember, to Junk Season. So yeah, that felt like the name felt like it was something I could connect with, and just, you know, it suited the sound of the project, I think, as it grew. Having that time with those boys, with the band, I mean, like I'm saying it like it's past tense, they're still very much around, but having that time to begin with really like was important for the growth of Junk Season. It helped me understand what made the music special, and people coming out to the shows and being excited by the songs and the way we played them up there was something I tried to honour throughout recording these songs. It also made me think about like new songs in a different way. Like, oh, you know, I could write these parts better for like a live situation, and like if we bang it to bits here, you know, it could go off at a live show. So yeah, I think it the real life aspect really lended itself to the to my writing and added a whole new dimension to the songs, I think. I hope you can hear that in the record. I had all these songs recorded, they're all bedroom recorded, some of them were like loose demos, and I knew it was time to face one of my biggest fears, and that was walking into a real life record studio, fucking recording studio. Yeah, it was something I'd never done before. I was too afraid to take anything I'd made through the doors of somewhere else to be like scrutinised, you know, by professionals. So one day I had this guy called Jay message on Instagram. He's a producer from Still City in Sheffield. And yeah, he reached out and he said, oh mate, yeah, I'm like stoked on the sound of, I think it was an early version of October Smoke back then that I'd released. And he was like, mate, I'd love to get you in. And I was like, do you know what? Fuck it, let's do it. So I turned up for my first session, I was absolutely shitting it. I was like in the car thinking, should I just drive? Should I just fucking drive and not look back? Like, I can't, this is going to be too hard. But I was like, no, come on, get in there. I walked in and my first session was with Callum Benson. What a ledge. But yeah, I was like fucking nervous. And I took Missed Calls in as the first song to be done. Like, let's see what happens. And yeah, shit, man, that was like March 2023. But yeah, we got in there, we gutted it, rebuilt it from the ground up, and like I felt like that was a turning point for me. Like witnessing professionals at work and seeing what we could do with pro grade shit. So I took all the songs I had pretty much from like the 40 days and then the ones that we'd like fleshed out for live, and I just took them into the studio. Oh yeah, there's a few new ones in there as well. And we smashed it. And yeah, we put these songs through the proverbial wood chipper, getting Cal and Jay's expertise on amping them up tenfold. Yeah, it was such an experience, and it was a game changer for this record and for me as a guy writing songs, you know. Yeah, it was just, yeah, a great learning curve, and I can't wait to see what happens going forwards. So yeah, that was a lot of weekends up in Sheffield kicking it with these boys. Genuinely a fucking highlight of my life. Like, both Cal and Jay have this natural talent at putting you at ease right away and getting the best and more out of you. Like, I leave there after some sessions thinking, is this real? Did I actually play that part or sing in that key and sound alright? You know, they believe in you, and like it rubs off. It rubs off on myself, like my shit self-esteem. Yeah, pushes me through that very real imposter syndrome. They're sick guys as well, you know. Like, I feel like I've known for years, and I see them as friends more than like co-workers or, you know, people that I just work with. Like, they're boys, you know. And they know the best food joints around Sheffield, so if you're ever at a loose end, you need a good munch, they'll hook you up for sure. But yeah, so I drive home from there thinking, shit, man. Like, I listen back to the desk prints of like what we've worked on that weekend, and I'm like, shit, this is me chasing the dream, like chasing the dream and it being real. The first song from this project was Missed Calls, and that came out in June 2023. And since then it's been shows, recording, singles, making the content, like spinning all those plates as an artist in between full-time job, you know, maintaining a normal life, whatever that is. And yeah, like seeing your family, keeping fit. My fitness is on stage, alright? That's where I get the reps in. But yeah, you know, like it's hard. It is hard. And putting everything you have left into the craft, into the art, it really can like take its toll on you, you know. You can hear some of that turmoil in Teeth. I think that captures that. I'd say I'm still learning how to balance it all, where to focus and to keep moving forward. But ultimately I just want to keep creating, yeah. Like keep shouting into the void where someone else might hear it. To have some small impact on someone else, like navigating their life is number one. Like, you've got angst in these songs, the pressures of navigating life in your 20s, and it ain't easy. And this is like a place that you can come and take the door off its hinges and break some shit. I want people to finish like listening and be like, oh, do you know what? Like, I don't want them to be afraid, you know, chase those dreams. Know that you yourself, as you are now, is like more than enough to make it where you want to go. You just got to take that first step and keep putting one foot in front of the other. You know, all preachy and, you know, inspiring and shit, but you have to believe in your art enough to keep putting it out there, even if it's so hard. I know it's so hard because most days it's like this is some shit. What am I doing? But yeah, you just got to push, because I feel like now, like, I'm looking back across that path, and these songs I'm so happy with, and here we are. We have Rooms We Crawl In. Yeah, a love letter to my young self. An ode to that teenager that had big dreams, and wanted to make something at least half as good as the artists he looks up to. And I feel like maybe I've done him proud, finally. And this is like a culmination of an era, I suppose, and that's why this project, this is why I've, some of the singles you've all heard before, but they've been put into this album. And I just want it to just be a flag in the ground for what's to come, it'll be the first entry in the Junk Season Chronicles.